It's been 14 years since the initial Meetings Africa, and South Africa continues to be a guide, continues to be a champion of how, if we work together, we can achieve more. So new venues have sprung up, but also venues in non-traditional meetings and conferencing venues. We are seeing some of our leisure platforms, our museums be transformed into conferencing venues and offer quality experience. That's how you mix meetings and leisure and create pleasure experience. So indeed, we have come a long way, and we are looking now with the use of technology, with the use of authentic experiences, that the future really looks bright for this sector. It's how we harness this positioning that it has been created by us working together and make it deliver more prosperity, more jobs, more meetings, and more local beneficiations for the role players.
Meetings Africa has been growing over the years, and as people who came, as you said, since 4 years ago, we also benefited from that growth and seeing how much contacts and how much exposure and networks one can make from here. It shows really a good trend and also a promising trend in terms of selling Africa as a destination. The particular aspect of Meetings Africa, it's a homegrown solution from Africans for Africans. And this is one of the forums that allow to attract the world to us instead of us, Africa, always taking Africa to others. So it's one of the forums that we think is a good exposure to different African countries, particularly to the South African, but also to sell this destination as Africa together.
One of the biggest surprises is I thought I would be meeting a lot of the South African buyers, but I've had more international buyers coming to our stand and showing interest in Africa. And there's definitely a lot of misconceptions that I think as a continent and as Mauritius as a destination, we need to clear up. A lot of people see us as a wedding destination, honeymoon destination, yet we probably have some of the best infrastructure on an African continent perspective. So these are some of the little findings from the time in Meeting Africa. It's our first time here, right? And I decided to come myself as the managing director to come and see for myself what some of the opportunities are, and it's been quite eye-opening.
This sector is so important and pivotal to the growth of our GDP. And the more we can get international conferences coming into our country, the better we can do as a continent. That's why I always say to people, it's not just about Africa succeeding. If South Africa can do well, the rest of the continent will do well. Therefore, it's important that we keep on pushing these big international conference events to come to South Africa, because they help in so many different sectors. We get to employ more people within the restaurants, we employ within the hotels, the people who do our laundries gets more work, the ladies who make our clothes, they make sure we look good for all the events. So it is truly beneficial and it helps the country to grow.
It's been very good. We got very good meeting yesterday. And the interesting thing is it's like an international actually MICE event, like we always go to EIBTM in Spain, where we meet, the big players. But actually even at Meeting Africa, you can also meet the big buyers from Europe, and actually I was quite surprised actually. So for works, it works really well. Not only we're targeting Africa, which is actually our main focus, but we can also, meet hosted buyers from America, from Europe. I mean, this has been a very cost-effective experience for us, and we have very good leads actually. And I have one in May. Can you imagine? In 2 months, we might get a big group coming to Mauritius. So it has been very, very positive experience and good return on our investment actually.
Just from a business perspective, Joburg is ideally placed and located to facilitate business and business meetings, investment opportunities, collaborations, those types of things, just by nature of where it is and what it is. It really is a hub for business, but also for many other things as well. for a lot of Asian, Indian, and for instance Chinese travelers. But then they will come and either on their way in or on their way out spend a few days in Joburg, because shopping and gambling is also something that features very high on the agenda, and Joburg can offer those as well, as it can offer destination spa experiences, golf experiences and so on. So we tend to be kind of latched on at the beginning of an incentive trip or on the end, you know, when they've gone out and explored the bush or gone to Sun City and had that whole resort experience. So that's you know how up to now we've tended to fit into that space, but hopefully we can, as tastes change and develop and demands for other experiences and products grow, you know, we could become more of an incentive destination in itself, not just something that's latched on before and after.